Well, my name is Dorothy Cowart. I was born November the 15th, 1928. And I grew up in Vienna, Georgia, the youngest of 6 children, and lived in Vienna until I was 8 years old, and we moved to Miami, Florida. Lived in Miami for a good while until my daddy died when I was 15 years old. My mother at that time was 51 years old. She and I moved back to Atlanta, and I started attending girls' high school in Atlanta, and that's where I graduated high school. I was the youngest of the 6, and the next one to me was 9 years older than I was, so by the time I got up big enough to realize what was going on, they were all out and gone. But I had a wonderful childhood, had the best mother in the whole world. She was with me from the day I was born until the day she died. When I married, she moved in with us. My husband insisted that she do that, and he loved my mother just like he loved his mother. And they got along real well, which is unusual in most households, but my mother and my husband got along real well. She helped me with the children. She helped me with the cooking, and it just couldn't have worked better all the way around. My mother was a member of the Primitive Baptist Church, which I joined after we moved back to Atlanta. I was baptized by Elder J.A. Monsees at Bethany Church on Moreland Avenue in Atlanta. It's just that when Brother Monsees was preaching, something just kept saying to me, now what he's saying is right, that's right, that's right. And so that day I joined the Primitive Baptist Church. If you train a child up the way he should go, when he's old, he won't depart from it. That's one of my favorite scriptures in the Bible. I met him at the bowling center in Atlanta, across from the Fox Theater. He took me out to Stone Mountain. He was kind. He just appeared to be someone that I could relate to, which was correct. We were a lot alike. And after I met his parents, I thought, well, I accepted all that too. My mother thought he was very nice, and she liked him, and he liked her, and they got along real well, real well. Very simple wedding. This is the church where we were married, Bethany Church. We went to Daytona Beach on our honeymoon. We got along real well, and everything was fine. We were only married 14 months when our first child was born. So that changed everything in both our lives, having a child. She was pretty rambunctious. She was the most active one of the 3. Milton was just the average old guy. He was fine. He behaved well. And only one time did I ever really just get after him, and that was when he was up probably 16 years old. And he and a friend went out one night, and somebody told me that they had a beer to drink. So I gave Milton a good talking to when he got back home. My baby girl was the sweetest one ever. She was always well behaved and minded well. No problem at all. They knew they had to mind me, or else back in those days you could whop them on the fanny. You can't do that now. Well, I did most of the parenting because Andy worked. He left to go to work in the afternoon, right after we had eaten at 5 o'clock. He had to go to work. So, of course, the children were in school most of the time until he left to go to work. So I did most all the parenting that was done. But he set a good example for them to follow. And he did his part there. They all wanted to go to college, and I was real thankful for that. So they all went, and they all graduated, and they have all done well. Set an example for your children. If you want them to do well, do well. His doctor called our family all in for a meeting with him, and he told us that Daddy probably had a month or a little longer to live. So that was really discouraging, but Daddy lived 6 years after that, and his doctor told us that he wished everybody had the care and concern for the patient that we all had in our family for Daddy. So it was hard to lose him, but he lived a good life. I don't know if you can say you ever get back to normal, but I accepted it as the Lord's will, and I was thankful that he had so much longer than the doctor had told us he would have, because we had some good times during those 6 years. Truman and Andy were friends. They had been to Florida fishing and all that. And so anyway, I ended up marrying Andy, and we were married 41 years. And then Truman's wife died, and he started calling again, and we married, and we had 13 real happy years of marriage. Truman loved this family, and I think they all loved him. And my 12-year anniversary card said, "These were the best 12 years of my life." So that made me feel really good. I don't know, there's something really special about being a grandmother. You're happy that your children are having children. And couldn't have asked for any better. Had a wonderful, wonderful life.